Hello everyone, I am Dr. Gaurav Atri, Assistant Professor from the Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, Bhopal. Today, we will be discussing about the recruitment methods and process, and along with that, we will be discussing about the selection process. So, let us begin with recruitment. Recruitment is concerned with developing suitable techniques for attracting more and more candidates. Every organization needs potential workers to perform their tasks, to perform their duties, and for that we need best of the people to perform the work allotted in the organization, and for that we need potential workers, and to achieve those targets we need to go with a practice, we need to have a procedure known as recruitment. And recruitment is linkage activity bringing together those with jobs and those seeking the job. So, those who want to have a job and those who want to give a job, it is a practice in which we connect these two aspects of the human resource management. Talking about the definition of recruitment given by Edward Filippo, recruitment is the process for searching prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. That means we are searching for the right person to perform the duties and tasks in our organization. The important aspects of recruitment are: number one, to find out the number of vacancies to be notified and the type of applicants needed to fill that particular job. Along with this, we also try to establish an approach in which the potential candidates apply for such vacancies. That means there are jobs, there are vacancies in the organization, and we need people to perform these vacancies, these jobs in the organization. And for that very purpose, we need to go with a process in which people are likely get aware about that there is a vacancy in such and such organization, and that entire process attracting the right person, potential employees in the organization is considered as the recruitment process, which is a very important stage, a very important process in HR practice. Because if we will not get the right potential people in the organization, the cream, the core people in the organization, our organization will not be able to achieve the heights that we deserve, that we desire for our organization. So, to accomplish that, to achieve those things, we need good people in our organization, and for that right source of recruitment is much needed. And the sources of recruitment are: number one, internal sources, and number two, external sources. That means we can have people in our organization either from internal sources and either from the external sources. Considering the internal sources of recruitment, present employees are given preference for the purpose of recruitment. We have the present employees and we try to promote them to higher authorities, higher levels for new job and new tasks, because we know their potential and they have become an asset for our organization. Then we have got employees referrals also. Various times we get few good employees from our own referrals and our own known persons. So, employee referrals become an important source of internal recruitment. Then former employees, those who have already worked for the institute, for the organization, and those who are now willing to give their services back to the organization. And at times former employees also refer various other new qualities, new skill employees for the prospective job. So, these can also be possibly joining us for doing the job. Then previous applicants, those applicants which we have received in our previous recruitment process and are still in the waiting list, we can drag them and we can have the people from these selected pool of people also. So, previous applicants are always considered for the recruitment process. Then we have external sources of recruitment, in which advertisement, which is one of the most popular mode or method of recruitment, is considered, in which we are trying to give through media, newspaper and various other channels for the purpose of recruitment. Then employment exchange, which are used for the purpose of recruitment, and people register themselves with these agencies and they try to give the opportunities to those who are job seekers and those who are job holders. Then unsolicited applicants, which are still pending or not considered previously, can be considered at this time with new specifications of the job and description for the job. Then Trade unions, various type of labor unions and trade unions are also giving the people for the organization, giving new resources, new pool of people for the job. Then campus recruitment, like we get campus recruitment in our institute, in our college. So many times good firms, good agencies, good companies are coming in the colleges, in the institutes for the fresh talent, for the new skilled people in the job. Then recruiting agencies, these are the agencies which are taking the people through outsourcing, and they are recruiting the people for various type of skills, semi-skilled and unskilled people, and they try to deploy them in the set units of job. Then competitors. Competitors are rival firms in which various type of workers are still working, and we try to pouch them, we try to scoop them into our organization, and we try to get their skills and talent for the betterment of our organization and work. So competitors are also one of the source for the external recruitment. Then let's talk about the methods of recruitment. There are three basic methods of recruitment. First one is direct method, then indirect method, and the third party method of recruitment. Considering the first method of recruitment, that is direct method, in this the representative of the organization comes in the direct contact of the potential candidates in various educational and training institutes, and they try to establish a rapport sort of with these institutes and try to have the best of the skill, best of the people for the jobs that are available in their organization. So these representatives work in cooperation and collaboration with the placement cells in the organization. So that is the direct recruitment, in which the agencies are directly contacting the people where these pool of potential candidates, potential employees are available. Then indirect method of recruitment is there, in which there are advertisements in newspapers, journals, radio, TV, and various other publicizing vacancies are and various other methods are used for publicizing these vacancies. People give their resumes, submit their CVs, and with the help of that interviews are conducted, and then people try to get engaged into these type of jobs. So that is an indirect mode of recruitment, in which especially appropriate when the organization wants to reach out large target group and scattered geographical conditions. So in such a condition where you want to have the fresh talent, new blood in the organization, where different type of skills are required, so we go for an indirect method of recruitment. Then comes the third party method of recruitment, in which we consist of private employment business, management advisors, professional associations, and employee referrals to initiate a contact between the job seekers. We try to recruit them, fetch them with the help of these indirect sources and the third party advisors for our organization, for our job. With these development in the HR industry, there are still few limitations or challenges in the recruitment process, in which the very first one is adaptability towards globalization. With the world coming like a global village, in which we are having various type of skills required in the job, in the profession, still people are not able to adapt to the globalized approach of the job and recruitment procedure. Then there is lack of motivation. People are still not motivated towards doing the job at a perfectionist level and getting the work done in the best possible manner with the right person at the right level. Then process analysis. Still people are suspicious about the processes that are engaged in this process of recruitment, and they have a doubt, they have human bias, they have human judgment, and which disturbs the entire process of recruitment. Then strategic prioritization is also one of the hurdle in the recruitment process, where proper strategies are not being made and there are few barriers towards the recruitment process. So now let's talk about the another phase of getting the people in the organization, having the right potential people in the organization, that is after recruitment we talk about selection. Recruitment is the process in which we try to attract the potential workers towards the organization, potential candidates for getting the work in our organization. But all these are not selected in the organization. We need to have a scientific approach which is much more justified for the process of getting the people in the organization. So we refine them. We have to select the right candidate for doing the job, and that procedure is known as selection. selection at times is also considered as a negative process. Why? Because we lose the potential worker, we lose a very important candidate who deserves to get a job in the organization, because we need to recruit either of them, or we have a limited vacancies in the organization. So the selection process should be done in a highly scientific manner, and a proper justification, rationale behind selecting a person and rejecting a person should be there. So we can say selection is a process of choosing the candidate for employment, in which, in the word of Yoder, selection is the process in which candidates for employment are divided into two classes: those are to be offered the employment and who are not going to be offered the work further. There are few essentials of selection process. Number one, there must be sufficient number of job applicants, because right competition is required for getting the right person in the job. Then proper authority is required to select the person. Not the immediate boss or the subordinate or superior relationship is required. We need a person of high cadre, high caliber, who is able to assess these skills in advanced manner. Then standard of personnel is also required. We need to have high potential, high caliber personnel to be selected in the recruitment, out of recruitment process for the organization. Then let's talk about the importance of selection process. We get an acquisition of the skilled workers in the organization. Right talent is able to be fetched with the help of selection process. Then it reduces the cost of training. Unwanted or additional training is not required to be given, because we are able to understand and assess that we are getting the right person for that particular task, for that particular job. Then solution to the personal problems is also there. All type of grievances, disputes can be settled with the help of this selection process, because in advance we are able to understand that what are the problems, what are the issues of the candidate to be selected. Obviously, such candidates are going to be rejected in this particular process. Now let's talk about the very important process after recruitment in the selection, that is the process of selection. The first step in this selection process is the reception, where the candidate is being received, his resume, his profile is being checked. As per the job profile, is it matching or not? Then we consider for the preliminary interview phase, in which a prima facie check is being done for the credentials of the prospective employee, the candidate, that whether they fit into the specifications of the job or not. Then a blank application form is provided to these people for stating that why they should be given a job, what are their potential, what are their skills, and why do they deserve to get that particular job. Then we conduct a proper selection process, like in IT companies, like in various other agencies. They need to perform certain type of hurdles, they need to overcome with certain type of barriers, they are given certain type of tasks which they need to solve in the real life situation, and according to that they are being selected. Then after this, selection interview takes place, in which the key personnel of the organization, the topmost people of the organization, takes the interview with the prospective employee of the organization. Then we need to check the references of these people who are going to be joining our organization, that are they belonging to the right reference, do they have the right job tag, do they have the right track of their working. So their service record and other references are being checked for the further pursuance. Then final selection is being offered to these people for doing that particular job, for doing that particular task. So a final list of selected candidates is being displayed. Then another step is physical examination, which is being required for checking the physical readiness for that particular job. What all is the requirement for performing the job, we need to check in the physical examination, which comprises of the medical test, of the running test, of various other type of requirement as per the job profile. Finally, a job offer, a job letter is being offered to the person for accepting the duties in the job and the responsibilities. Once both the parties, the job seeker and job holder, is ready to do these things, a contract of employment is being signed between both the parties, and then finally we resume the person in the organization for doing these things. So that's all from my side for recruitment and selection process. Thank you. All the best.